Video opens with grainy, archival-style footage. A smiling family in the 1960s poses proudly in front of a new suburban house, a shiny car in the driveway. The father, in a suit, holds a briefcase. The mother, in an apron, holds a child's hand. The scene is saturated with optimistic color. Narrator, voiceover, calm and reflective. There was a time, not so long ago, when the path seemed clear. You worked hard, you played by the rules, and you got your piece of the American dream. A home of your own, a secure job, the promise that your children would have it even better than you did. It wasn't just a fantasy. For a generation, it was a tangible reality, the bedrock of a prosperous nation. This was the unspoken contract, the engine of the great American middle class. The archival footage flickers and distorts, cross-fading to stark modern scenes. A young couple sits at their kitchen table surrounded by bills. They look tired, their faces illuminated by a laptop screen showing a banking app. The colors are cool and muted. Narrator. But somewhere along the way, the pages of that contract were rewritten in invisible ink. The dream began to fade, replaced by a quiet anxiety that now hums beneath the surface of everyday life. For millions today, the finish line keeps moving further away, and the path forged by their parents has become overgrown, almost unrecognizable. The promise feels broken. Split-screen effect. On one side, a lavish party on a yacht, champagne flows, people in designer clothes laugh. On the other side, a person waits at a bus stop in the rain, groceries in hand, looking exhausted. The contrast is sharp and jarring. Narrator. Look closely, and you'll see a nation dividing. While a select few ascend to unimaginable heights of wealth, a growing number of families find themselves slipping down the ladder or struggling just to hold on. This isn't the story of one economy, but two, existing side by side yet worlds apart. One soars on booming stock markets and technological windfalls. The other is anchored by the crushing weight of debt and the relentless rise in the cost of simply living. A rapid montage of visuals reinforces the narration, a for sale sign with a price tag in the high six figures, quickly replaced by a graphic showing soaring home prices over the past 30 years. A student looks overwhelmed by a tuition bill. A patient examines a complex medical invoice. These are intercut with a flatlining graph representing average wage growth. Narrator. The pillars of middle-class security have become luxury goods. A college education, once a gateway to opportunity, now often means a lifetime of debt. Owning a home, the cornerstone of generational wealth, is an impossible dream for many. Healthcare emergencies can spell financial ruin. All the while, the paychecks for most have barely budged. Their buying power eroded year after year by an inflation that hits the essentials hardest. The gap isn't just about income, it's a chasm of opportunity. The montage shifts. We see a going out of business sign on a local bookstore. A person wearing a fast food uniform gets into their car, then drives to a second job as a delivery driver, their face etched with fatigue. A single mother helps her child with homework late at night, a stack of work papers beside her. Narrator. The consequences are etched onto the landscape of our communities. The small businesses that once formed the backbone of Main Street are shuttered, unable to compete. The 40-hour workweek has become a relic, replaced by a gig economy that offers flexibility but little security. People are working harder than ever, juggling multiple jobs, not for advancement, but for survival. This constant grind leaves little room for family, for community, for rest. It chips away at the human spirit. The frantic pace slows. The video concludes with a sweeping, slow-motion drone shot of a vast city skyline as the sun sets. The glittering skyscrapers cast long, dark shadows over the sprawling neighborhoods below. The shot holds, the city lights beginning to twinkle in the encroaching darkness. Narrator. We stand at a precipice, gazing out at a future shrouded in uncertainty. The lights of the city are beautiful from a distance, but they hide the struggle happening in the shadows below. We have to ask ourselves, is this the society we intended to build? A dream for the few or a promise for the many? The answer will define not only the next generation, but the very soul of the nation. The sun is setting on an old ideal. What will rise in its place?